Babe, how do you know if this thing's on?
Is this a better light? I'm not a vlogger. You just found out your girlfriend's pregnant. I'm gonna do a video about what to expect as a man, but also what the partner can expect from the man. Does that make sense? So, found out, numb, overwhelmed with emotion, underwhelmed with emotion. Didn't quite know what I felt like. Felt a bit like someone had kicked me right in the but it didn't hurt. I don't even know if that makes sense. Everyone's going to feel completely different because of circumstances. Mine was a big surprise. She was wearing a coil, not wearing a coil. She had a coil in. Oh, fuck that. We're off to see Lion King, so I'm going to continue this in the car.
Who didn't book this in on a Saturday?
We'll be fine. Positive thinking. Positive thinking. So, when I first found out, it was like numb. And then I kept having feelings of excitement and I was looking forward to it. And then I was having feelings of doubt and I was having feelings of excitement. And it was just chop and change daily. The doubts weren't about having a baby, but the doubts were about, you've got this responsibility. Are you in a position to take care of it? What was our initial reaction? It was just like shock, wasn't it? We laid in bed and spoke about it.
Yeah.
Like your concerns, my concerns, how you was feeling, how I was feeling. Did we want to go ahead with it? Did you feel ready? Did I feel ready? All of that we spoke about and we got off our chest, and then it worked. It wasn't, I didn't feel stressed, but only because we were talking. That put a lot of that initial worry to bed. It's probably going to be different for everyone, but my biggest insecurity was about my dad not being around when I was growing up. I didn't want that to happen, so I wanted to be in a position where I knew I was going to be there. We were good.
Yeah.
Business was good. So if you didn't know about my insecurity about me growing up without my biological dad there, and I was acting a kind of way, you'd be like, well, what's going on? She's looking in like, what are they doing? We're vloggers, for sake.
I'm definitely not a vlogger.
Whatever you've got in your mind, get out into conversation. I would expect them to close up a bit. Because society tells everyone, when a situation like this happens, man up. You got to be there. You got to be the strength in the situation. So they just tend to shut up.
So if somebody had like a partner that didn't like to talk as much as you do, how would you suggest they go about it?
That used to be me. But the only way to get through to me would be just to sit me down and remove all the distractions and start an honest conversation by telling them how you feel. With the people that don't like to open up, you've got to be very specific. So there's no point in asking open-ended questions and expecting a detailed response. Basically, really get honest with each other. Because there's no point in him saying, yeah, everything's fine, I'm not worried about it. And really when he's having doubts and he don't know, he's having second thoughts about whatever, the relationship, where he's living, he wants to go travelling, do you know what I mean?
I knew you'd rather be in Thailand.
But if you sit him down and have an actual conversation, you'll get a lot more information out of him than just assuming he's okay because he's not saying anything.
Did you find it weird being intimate after you knew I was pregnant?
Yeah. It was weird because it was just in my mind. It wasn't weird. There was nothing changed. He was just under there. Is he looking? Do you know what I mean? Is he asleep? Am I waking him up?
How long did it take you to get past that?
After the first time, about 30 seconds. What I'm trying to say. No, I am very excited. I'm not excited about this journey though.
Were you worried to tell?
I'm gonna piss myself. I'm actually gonna piss myself. I like.
Blackwall Tunnel, nightmare. Lion King was amazing. Next week we'll be talking about her body really changing from 3 to 6 months. The scans that we booked in to find out the gender, the anomaly scan, classes. You'll go to a lot of classes. Talk about hypnobirthing, breastfeeding class, the only man. So I'm just going to let you know how I felt going through each of the stages. It might help, it might not. Whose idea was it to do this anyway?